Welcome back to NBU Reacts. Today we are checking out the top wrestlers from SmackDown from every year. Like the best wrestler, the best SmackDown wrestler from every year. From when it begins to now, to this, 2025. We got to do it because 26 ain't over yet. And I honestly don't know who's going to be in the 26. I kind of know who they want it to be. They want it to be Gunther, you know what I'm saying? Wait, not Gunther. Gunther ain't on SmackDown. Yeah, he not on SmackDown. I'm tweaking. But anyway, man, this is
the world champion right now is
CM Punk.
Nope, it's Drew on SmackDown.
Yeah,
he just beat Cody.
Yeah.
Shit, it might be Jacob if he can stay healthy.
If Jacob can stay healthy, they'll give him that.
And shit, Trick, they just called him up, and that nigga already ending the show. Nigga ended the show beating up Sammy.
I'm glad you brought that up about Trick Williams. I want to tell y'all, because I be on Twitter wrestling, X, whatever. Why y'all NXT kind of blacking it up, ain't they? Come on, y'all. We didn't say nothing. We love Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, and them. Y'all had The Rock. Did we know? Did we know? We had like half The Rock half the time. We had him during Black History Month. They talk about his dad. But other than that, Peter Maivia, brother. Peter Maivia, there's Samoan and his ancestor up, which is cool. It's cool with us. We get
started as Rocky Maivia.
Yeah, we ain't mad. I'm not mad at him being more connected to a Samoan side. He has his dad, and then he has a whole family of Samoans over here. Naturally, I'd probably be more connected to a whole bunch of Samoans than my dad. I'd be connected to my dad, but there's like all Samoans over here. You know what I mean? And ain't nobody mad at that. But damn, y'all hating because Trick and them coming up.
We had The Rock. We had Ahmad Johnson, and he screwed himself.
Don't you dare forget me.
We had the Nation of Domination.
That was cool. See, y'all had a lot.
We had K-Quick, which is now R-Truth.
R-Truth is hilarious. They keep him around just for pure vibes.
We had Ezekiel Jackson.
We had Shelton Benjamin. Cole.
We had Elijah Burke.
Yep.
That was ECW.
Jackie.
We had Jackie.
Who was teaching other women how to wrestle while wrestling them. And never really got a serious push. Because they,
We not saying, y'all know y'all always say we try to be victims and shit. That's y'all favorite line. But the proof is in the pudding. Well, we had Booker T.
And Booker T was cold. He was up there.
Yeah.
He was always up there.
We get a few diamond in the rough.
Booker T had to get in a physical fight with Batista for them to give him the belt. Let's not forget that.
We get little diamonds in the rough that get world champions, which is only like
Bobby Lashley. I like him.
It's like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
World champions compared
Biggie, Bobby,
The Rock, because they Kofi, and I want to say did Farouk win one, but I don't think it was.
No, it's WCW.
Okay,
so that was WCW.
4.
Booker T.
Oh,
they gave him the world champion.
Booker T 5.
That is the world champion, which is cool. And I know somebody. Well, Latinas, Eddie Guerrero. We not talking about them right now. We not comparing nobody else right now. We not talking about nobody else right now.
We just saying.
Why we say that because people saying hateful stuff.
People do be saying hateful stuff all the time.
Trick is cold. We gonna deny that fact? Like, it's different.
Trick got it in the ring. I'm not saying he the best wrestler, but he has what you would say it.
He can carry a match. He ain't gonna get a 5-star yet, but
yeah, like
if you need an average match, he got you.
We basically just saying people on the internet is weird, and y'all be talking all that crazy shit, but then when niggas want to talk like logically, here y'all go. Y'all always playing that victim card. Y'all the ones be saying shit though, so y'all be making us respond to y'all.
I gotta respond. You said something. NXT getting a little too black, ain't it? So I'm just supposed to eat that. I can't say
They was
nothing.
mad when they changed SmackDown theme to Meg and RM
for NXT.
And then for NXT, they brought Sexy Red, which I mean, I ain't the biggest Sexy Red fan either.
At all.
But goddamn, can we have some shit? Nope. Y'all had the theme songs, and when I say y'all, it been always like heavy metal and all that shit.
Which is great.
And we love it, to be honest. But can we have something sometimes? I get we be having Flow Rider and The Weeknd for like WrestleMania.
Flow Rider live on the A. Yeah. Shout out to Flow Rider. I be telling people, Flow Rider rich. He 2K, wrestling, GTA, Flow Riders on all of them. I'm just saying.
Can we? It's okay for us to have a little bit of something sometimes.
No,
just
it's
a little bit.
No, it's not.
Just a little bit.
Stay in the tag team and Intercontinental division.
I'm just saying. It's okay.
How many times Kofi Kingston was like the main attraction of like what's the when they had the case over the ring?
Money in the Bank.
They was always putting Kofi in there because he was gonna do something.
And the Rumble, he always had a spot in the Rumble.
And they was not gonna let him make it to the end of the Rumble. It's like
he always had one of them near elimination moments.
That was cold. Now eliminate him. But anyway, man, we just saying, get a brother a chance. You don't know what can happen. Carmelo too. You don't know.
Carmelo, he finally getting his just due.
I see. We won the belt.
Yeah.
Y'all mad? Don't be mad. It's all good. But anyway, I'm glad you stayed. This is Tree. I'm Green. Let's get into it.
Ever since its inception at the end of the 90s, SmackDown has been one of the major brands of WWE TV. And a big part of the reason for that is the roster who have adorned the blue brand over the years. But just who was the best member of this roster during every 12-month period, though? Well, that's exactly what we are going to be looking at right now, starting with the best of 1999, The Rock.
It gotta be.
Come on now, how could there be any other choice for this? After all, back in '99, when SmackDown first hit the airwaves, the People's Champion was about the hottest thing going, especially as Stone Cold Steve Austin was on the verge of leaving for an indefinite amount of time in order to go get neck surgery. And this was evident in the fact that the newest show in the WWE portfolio was named after the Anoa'i family member. That said, this isn't the only reason he deserves the spot of Best of SmackDown's inaugural year, as he was also killing it in just about every week here, whether it was during a promo or in a match. Would this star attraction status carry over once 1999 was over? Why, yes it would. In fact, things would only get stronger for the Great One at that point. With it being here, he fully became the top act in the entire promotion.
Over there. Look at that.
And that's exactly why he's also our choice for Best of 2000 on the Blue brand. Yes, if 1999 was all about The Rock helping to establish this new show, then 2000 was about him taking it to the next level. And while it might seem easy to assume he'd be up to the task of doing this looking back on it now, it wasn't a given that Dwayne Johnson would be able to keep WWF as hot as it had been during the late 90s after the rattlesnake had been felt by injury. But never doubt the superstar presence of the Great One, because with him spending the majority of the year either holding the WWF title or chasing it, he was able to turn Thursday nights into the most electrifying night of the week. Every time he appeared on screen.
For a long time and only got like
so good was he here,
8.
in fact. Many to this day still consider 2000 to be WWE's best year creatively.
SmackDown.
Of course, by the time
SmackDown for the longest, at like from 99 to probably like 2001, 2002, maybe 2003, I felt like they had the better feuds.
Yeah, and it was like for the newer wrestlers, for like the fresher wrestlers, like Raw was like, they even said it. It was like Raw for like the established and the old guard to run and rule. You know what I'm saying? That's what Vince said. I'm saying that's what Vince was saying. Oh, you can go to SmackDown.
Because we had Triple H, we had Mankind, we had Undertaker, we had Kane. Then they brought the Big Show in, Kurt Angle. Then we had Jeff Hardy.
Facts.
We had Matt. We had the Dudleys, Edge and
Virgin
Christian.
Matt.
Then we had the light heavyweight. That's when we had the light heavyweight title.
Purely on SmackDown.
Then we had that. We had like Taka Michinoku, Funaki,
Rey Mysterio.
Ray came like
later
2003 or something like that. But then we had like the Basham brothers. You know what I'm talking about? Like it was like Road Dogg. We had DX in general. Like. SmackDown had it.
We had a lot because, like I said, he wanted the older guard to run.
Oh, then we had the Radicals and shit.
Damn, I forgot about the Radicals. I ain't even gonna lie.
because Dean Malenko held that
Hurricane.
belt. We did have Hurricane. Like Dean Malenko held that belt for a little minute before they brought the cruiserweight belt over.
That's cool. Yeah, that's
like
true.
SmackDown was it, and I don't know if they got the older SmackDown videos on Netflix, but I know they got Raw on there. So you can definitely go back and watch old Raw from Raw's War to regular Raw now.
I do miss the app though, because everything was on the app.
Everything.
How much is it? $9.99. Had the crowd chanting that.
They sold a shirt, nigga, that said $9.99 on it.
It's only $9.99. That was good.
SmackDown had it though, so that was my favorite show.
Because we was younger, it was cool. SmackDown was cooler. Let's be real, it was cooler. Like Raw was cool, but SmackDown was some new. You want a new wrestler? You want to see some high-flying stuff? You got to go to SmackDown.
And then when they brought the game, I mean, they had Warzone. That was one of my favorite games. But when they brought SmackDown out, that shit was going double platinum in the hood, nigga.
2001 came around, though, the People's Champion would no longer be the top act, as by that point, we'd see the return of our next subject, Steve Austin. Sure, 2001 wasn't a great year for WWF overall, as it saw both the Attitude Era come to an end and the Invasion angle flame out spectacularly.
Yeah.
And to make matters even worse, for the majority of the year, everyone's favorite babyface would be playing the heel in a move absolutely no one asked for. Still, though, while this heel turn led to a downturn in business overall, there was a lot of great stuff that Austin did in 2001 while he was over on the Raw brand specifically. That's right, whether it was his comedy double act with Kurt Angle, his brief return to being the old Stone Cold, or his paranoid leader of the Alliance character, 2001 SmackDown saw the Bionic Redneck quietly do some of his best work ever. It's just a shame no one appreciated it at the time because everyone wanted him to just be the badass they'd first fallen in love with in 1997. And as he grew frustrated with his creative too, he'd end up walking out on the company in 2002, with this leaving the moniker of Best SmackDown Act to move over to Brock Lesnar instead. That's right, back in 2002, Brock Lesnar was nothing short of a phenomenon, as upon making a spectacular debut on the night after WrestleMania 18, he'd spend the next few months rising up the card at lightning speed, with many of his greatest moments here happening on SmackDown, moments like the time he beat Hulk Hogan clean in the middle of the ring. So it made all the sense in the world then that once he won the undisputed title from The Rock at SummerSlam in August, the Beast would become a Blue Brand exclusive as he took the top prize over there full time. What would he do from
Undertaker
here?
in a Hell in a Cell match. That's the
Undertaker-ish. In the process, helping to make the Blue Brand the cool one to watch during the early days of the brand extension. Come 2003, though, even Brock Lesnar would have met his match.
They used to stay doing that knee to the
fully rose to prominence on Thursday nights. Sure, pretty much ever since SmackDown began, Kurt Angle had been an important part of the show, but it wasn't
when they
until
cut his hair,
2003 that he arguably became the face of the whole thing. How did he do this?
Cut his hair and
by spending large chunks of the year in possession of the WWE title. And when he wasn't in possession of the gold, he was usually feuding with Brock Lesnar over it, with it being this which gave us their classic Iron Man match, arguably the best match to ever appear on the Blue Brand, even to this day. Yes, as the old guard of Steve Austin and The Rock exited stage right, and as Triple H took control of Raw, it was the Olympic hero who really rose to the occasion here by truly making SmackDown special. That said, he wasn't alone in this. Though he also had his SmackDown 6 cohorts helping him out, 5 other people whose numbers included Edge, Chris Benoit, Rey Mysterio, Chavo Guerrero, and our choice for the best SmackDown act of 2004, Eddie Guerrero. What made 2004 such a special year for Eddie Guerrero over on Thursday nights? Well, for one, this was the year where, after a long journey spent trying to get sober, he was finally able to beat his demons and rise all the way to the top of the card. And the way he did this was by beating Brock Lesnar at No Way Out in the spring to become WWE Champion, and then spending the next few months representing the Blue Brand as its top dog, including during a banger against Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. Hell, even after he lost the belt in the summer, Latino Heat would continue to be the heart and soul of SmackDown in many ways. But even if this was the case, none of that would be enough to see Eddie maintain his status as top dog of the brand heading into 2005, as that year, it would be all about Batista. Now, if you weren't watching at the time, it's impossible to overstate just how big of a deal Dave Bautista felt like in 2005, as after beating Triple H to win the World Heavyweight title in the main event of WrestleMania 21, he'd go on to defeat the game multiple times over in subsequent pay-per-views, firmly establishing himself as a top guy in the process.
He was pushing my boy.
It was as he was really reaching his apex that he'd be moved over to SmackDown full-time to there serve as the new face of that brand.
If he was walking like this and he was like 6'3",
flagship, the Animal would be tasked with keeping the magic alive over on Thursday nights, something he proved very adept at doing. Unfortunately, though, by the time 2006 was dawning, a tricep injury would force Big Dave onto the shelf temporarily, meaning the spot of Best SmackDown Act of that year would
he had the irony. He had to fight Dave Bautista before they gave him the belt.
Coming because in a real backstage fight is insane. In 2001 as part of the invasion,
you held your own?
It was clear Booker T was an absolute superstar.
Classic.
But for whatever reason, probably in part because he was a WCW guy, Vince McMahon never went all in with him. That was until 2006, as it was at this point that the Texan would morph into King Booker, a comedic heel who carries his court of cronies with him at all times. And it would be that court who even helped him to win the World Heavyweight title in the summer of this year, with that marking the first world title Booker had ever held under the WWE banner. So really then, he's the only logical choice for Best SmackDown Act of 2006, just like the only logical choice for Best SmackDown Act of 2007 is The Undertaker.
Hey, Taker came to SmackDown.
What made 2007 the year of The Undertaker over on the Blue brand?
His, nigga, for that,
he had been a SmackDown exclusive for a while by this point, with one of the more popular memes of the time being that Teddy Long would often have people go
one-on-one with The Undertaker.
Inconvenience. Shoulder bump. You got a match with The Undertaker.
You got a Undertaker.
The Undertaker wasn't doing nothing besides you got a match for a little while. He had no storyline. He was just in the back chilling. It was like, you got a match with The Undertaker. Undertaker come out and fight you.
Remember when that nigga was on the ground?
Shaking.
You got a match with The Undertaker.
Play up.
Holla, holla, holla.
Be here that he finally became the top babyface of the show.
Yeah, that's how I'm like, bro, stop.
And in doing this, he'd go on to start the streak within the streak of show-stealing WrestleMania matches when he and Dave Bautista absolutely killed it at Mania 23 and about over that belt. That's right, in 2007, there was no better representative of what SmackDown could be than The Undertaker. And that's pretty impressive considering how far into his career he was here.
Well, my man
would he still have this spot as 2008 arrived? Well, no, because that year the spot would have instead moved over to our next subject, Jeff Hardy. Now, it's easy to forget at this point, but back in 2008, Jeff Hardy was so over, he was arguably a bigger deal than even John Cena. Hell, his merchandise was actually outselling Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect for a while there. And that was certainly a good thing for SmackDown because with the charismatic Enigma being a Blue brand exclusive here, it meant his show always shone whenever he was on it. Seriously, it didn't matter who he was going up against here. Jeff Hardy was simply undeniable as the 2000s came close to its end. So over was he, in fact, by the time 2008 was done, he'd even have won the WWE Championship from Triple H. Not that he'd still have that belt as 2009 fully got going, though. Now, by that point, he'd be gone from the company, and in his place, stewardship of SmackDown would be moved back over to The Undertaker. That's right, as the Blue brand started to face perception problems when it came to how important it was in comparison to Raw, it needed a stabilizing force to stand at its center. And as the decade drew to a close, there was no better stabilizing force than The Undertaker. Honestly, whether we're talking about his feud with CM Punk or his excellent WrestleMania program with Shawn Michaels, everything the Dead Man did here turned to gold.
I forgot he
But even for
feuded
as
with
strong as
CM
Mark
Punk
Calloway was in
multiple
2009, there was one person who managed to serve as his Achilles heel, his kayfabe brother Kane. And as 2010 arrived, it would be Kane who was able to usurp The Undertaker and become the top act of SmackDown himself. Sure, Kane wasn't exactly a fresh face by the time.
Why didn't they let him shave his head? They said that little bit of curly hair he had. They said, bro, you should have shaved your head before you did that. I was dying because they froze it when he first took it off. They was like, that little black smudge you had over your eyes, all that. They was like, the next time we seen you, all that joint was gone.
It was gone, bro.
They was like, why do you even do that to your brother? It's like, no, don't cut it all off. Leave a little on. I can see somebody, Vince.
Because they had to mix it in with the mask hair
mix it
to make it look fuller.
We don't know when exactly he went bald. We never know, because he did have long hair. He had his own long hair, so we never know when exactly Kane went bald at the time.
P10s began. Hell, he'd been a focus upon act in WWE ever since late 1997 by this point. That said, it would be here that he reached probably his highest watermark as part of the Blue brand. And the reason we say this is because this was when he not only beat his kayfabe brother 3 times on pay-per-view, but he also won the World Heavyweight title and got a proper run on top for the first time. The only negative we could say about Kane's 2010 on SmackDown, in fact, was that it inevitably had to end. But at least when it did, our next subject would be right there to pick up the mantle of top guy and carry the Blue brand into 2011.
Yeah.
That's right. It's time for us to talk about Randy Orton.
Like
Before we talk about what made 2011 such a special year for Randy Orton on the Blue brand, we have to talk about Christian, as it was after the Viper got drafted to Thursday nights following WrestleMania 27 that he entered into a feud with Captain Charisma over the World Heavyweight title.
Captain Charisma.
And in doing so, he'd give us one of the better angles of the year, as the pair switched the belt back and forth for a while there. As you would expect, though, in the end it would be Orton who was standing tall, as he was clearly the bigger star for Vince McMahon at the time.
Yeah.
Honestly, so big of a star was he, you could argue that there was no better choice to helm SmackDown during this period when the brand had never felt less vital. Would he continue in this role during 2012 as well, however? No, because that year the top Blue brand act would be none other than Sheamus.
Did he win in his first year there, damn near?
Lowest of low points for
second
SmackDown
year that he
in
doing
terms
the
of its general
Belfast
perception
thing.
and importance within the WWE
I don't know why they
ecosystem.
making that
Still did
not
have
being
some
able to be
highlights.
seen out of
And
all
during
the
that
fucking
year, the
moves
biggest
we
highlight of
just
all was
seen.
probably Sheamus.
It's too hard.
Why is this? Well, this was the year he won the World Heavyweight title after beating Daniel Bryan for the honor in just 18 seconds at WrestleMania 28. Sure, it wasn't like the Irishman was a Thursday night exclusive at this point.
They had, or was it one of the Bella twins they had?
But even if this was the case,
he
I
think it was AJ Lee.
Brand about as well as anyone could
Kissed that
as he
nigga,
defended
turned
the
around,
belt against all comers. Seriously, looking at the roster back then, there really is no one else who was holding SmackDown up to the level he was in 2012.
The great white shirts used to be
Hell,
funny as
he'd still be the best representative of SmackDown all the way up until a new face rose to the forefront in 2013 to take that spot.
I forgot about
Alberto Del Rio.
Where you at now?
That's right. 2 years after winning the WWE title for the first time during the summer of Punk, Alberto Del Rio would find himself at a point where Vince McMahon felt comfortable giving him the keys to a whole brand. Sure, it's true that there wasn't much of a brand to speak of anymore in 2013 when it came to SmackDown, as their entire roster was also appearing on Raw every week, meaning the brand extension was only existing on a technicality, but that didn't stop the Mexican star from doing everything he could to keep the old magic alive. How did he do this?
Yeah, I don't need to wrestle. Just let me
the
be
title, which
somebody
still
talking
technically
piece.
served as the top prize of Thursday nights against
I
any and
hated
all
that
comers
nigga,
whenever he
but
had
I
the
also
chance.
fucked with him as a heel.
Yes, whether it be the Big Show, Dolph
Like,
Ziggler,
it's
or
always
anyone
a
else,
love-hate
Del Rio
with that
refused to
nigga.
give up on SmackDown. As to him, it was still his home. And that kept the show going for long enough that in 2014, a new best act of the brand could come around in the form of Roman Reigns to give it another brief burst of life.
We're gonna keep it a beat.
Now, don't get us wrong here. We're not saying that when Roman Reigns arrived on the scene as a solo star in 2014, it suddenly turned SmackDown back into the A show or anything. No, in the immediate aftermath of the Shield's breakup,
that's that sucker and succotash shit. That shit was ass. I hated they put. I used to be a Roman fan when he was in the Shield.
When he was on NXT.
I ain't even watching NXT like that for real.
Oh, for real?
But when he was with the Shield, that was my nigga. I fucked with him, but I fucked with heels.
I like, because he was heelish in NXT. He had a suit. He's like, man, you see this watch? You can't afford that.
They never put that on TV though.
You can't afford that. I see the clips though.
I'm saying that
it was all on YouTube when I seen it.
I know, but I'm saying like they never gave that persona for him.
Yeah, true. It was probably some try this out. I seen all these clips on YouTube back in the day.
When he became a heel is when I started fucking with that nigga, because they was trying to make him Cena 2.0 and we didn't like that.
They thought for whatever reason when they saw the Shield he was going to be the guy. They thought they all could be the guy, but for some reason they thought Roman was going to be the guy. For whatever reason. Some people say because he's Samoan. Some people's like he just looked like the guy, which, I mean, he do. Mm-hmm. He has the look. We not the look of what Vince wants.
When the Shield first came, they pushed Dean Ambrose as the solo guy.
Yep, he was the solo U.S. champion.
He had
But
all of them became world champion. All of them became main eventers. So they not wrong. Roman did become the guy, but it took for him to become heel.
Yeah.
Or a tweener for him to really get pushed to where they wanted him to be from 2014.
Because he went from strong and silent to doing ass promos, to be honest. He had a lot of ass promos. We're going to be real. And it was stuff I'm like, why do you say this? It's like, why are you saying that?
I had been calling for Roman to become heel since probably 2018.
It was, to be real, it was the same thing with The Rock when he came out. They kept trying to make babyface, and everybody was like, we don't care. Boo! Die, Rocky, die. Was booing the life out of Roman. Run the Royal Rumble. Rock came out, helped him.
For one, that year,
both of y'all get booed.
The year he won the Royal Rumble, it definitely should have been Daniel Bryan. That's why they booed that nigga.
They was gonna boo him regardless, though, if he won.
If they didn't
Roman at that time, they was booing him though.
But I'm saying they booed him specifically because Daniel Bryan didn't win.
Daniel Bryan, and it's you?
Yeah, that made it worse.
Yeah, it's Daniel Bryan, and it's you? The double whammy.
Even if that was the case, there were still some diamonds.
Which he was putting on great matches, we're not going to lie. He was putting on good matches.
And the biggest and shiniest of these was undeniably the Big Dog. After all, it was partially on SmackDown that Reigns first showed early glimmers of what he would later become during feuds against the likes of Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. Really, given it was a very clear B show by now, this was the best place for the future tribal chief to develop his skill set. And had the brand split been in effect then, it would have served him best to be there full time. But sadly, it wasn't, and so he wasn't. No, instead, he'd just serve as the unofficial top guy of the brand, just as he did in 2015 as well. Yes, during the last year before the second brand split took effect, it was Roman Reigns who was once again serving as SmackDown's most dominant act. And that was something he managed to do even after he failed to beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31. Obviously then, to keep standing so strong even in defeat was quite an achievement for him, and it was another early sign that he was going to be the face of the entire promotion one day.
Him to everybody.
What were some of the Big Dog's highlights on the Blue brand here? Well, his continued feud with Bray Wyatt for one, a feud which at the time looked like it was going to become a generational one for each man. And as if that wasn't enough, there was also the reforging of his partnership with his old Shield brother, Dean Ambrose. Come 2016, though, as the brand split was formally reinstituted, Roman would find himself being shipped over to Raw. And so, because of that, the new face that ran the place over on Friday nights
y'all don't know how good AJ Styles is if you're only watching WWE. I'm telling y'all.
We could have gone with 2016 SmackDown was actually one of the better eras.
And the crazy thing is, that shit is funny
as
hell. That nigga had the armband on his head. I always talk about this when they beat up John Cena, and this nigga took that shit from him and put it on his head. I bring this moment up all the time. If you ever seen any wrestling videos we did, I brought this shit up.
It just was walking around with it. It was funny.
The crazy thing is Vince claimed he didn't know who AJ Styles was.
He's a liar, bro.
Stupidest shit I ever heard.
Unless he was a real deal in his own box, there's no way you was watching. Because he also said, I might have looked at other organizations to see what was going on. Then you know who was the big dogs of other organizations. And AJ was definitely a big dog in multiple fucking organizations.
He was the big dog in TNA.
Facts.
He was the big dog in New Japan.
Facts.
That's all you need to
know. Not the big dog in New Japan, but he was the big dog.
No, at the point of time, he was the big dog in New Japan when he was the world champion and he was the leader of the Bullet Club. Yes, he was.
He was the big
I was watching that shit faithfully.
Right.
I was letting y'all niggas know about New Japan. Like, he was that nigga.
I was like, damn, I seen this clip on da-da-da. It was cold over there. He's like, that's New Japan.
Like, I've been telling you.
the whole match. I'm like, what
I used to stay up. Because you had to stay up late to watch Wrestle Kingdom and all that, them other pay-per-views for New Japan. You had to stay up late and you had to, like, I didn't pay for that shit. I was using somebody else.
Pirating.
Yeah, I was pirating that shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I definitely was. It is what it is.
After Tristan put me on, I watched a few matches on YouTube that I was able to catch on YouTube. I said, bro, this is superior to what WWE's doing right now.
Yeah, they be letting niggas
the pure matches. I'm like, they going. I'm like, this the first match. Why is they going like this on the first match? You only get like 10 minutes. They going hard. And every match was like that. I'm like, nigga, I'm tired. You know when you watch that, you're like, bro, I'm kind of tired. I'm excited. That's why I'm tired, because they putting it in on every match. I'm like,
it was top to bottom. It's gonna always be some good matches.
Like people, for WWE, people always talk about the, I think it was the Rey Mysterio. It was a match that was small, and it was like in the first. It was a Rey Mysterio, and I think it was Cruz that was fighting each other.
Oh shit, I don't know.
You know, the black ball dude.
I know who you're talking about. Like, I don't know. What
I think it was Rey Mysterio, Cruz, Rey Mysterio, and another. Maybe it was the Dragon. Whichever one, they only had like 8 minutes, and they put on the show in 8 minutes. They put on the show that people, fast-paced show, and like 8 minutes, everybody was like, "Oh!" The crowd said, "Oh, hold up, oh!"
But New Japan, they give you time. They give your matches. They let you get time.
They give you that money worth all the time. You might watch some randoms. It's wrestling New Japan. Did they just put on a 4-star match real quick? That was almost 5. You like, bro, what?
So yeah, AJ Styles is that nigga though. He is one of my favorite.
Overrated.
He's one of my top.
I can't hear y'all.
When I say he probably can wrestle a mop and have a 4 or 5-star match, I dead ass believe that.
He's not. Remember that one dude I showed you? He's not better than Goldberg. I said, bro, don't talk to me.
I told you to block that.
I'm not even talking.
2016 SmackDown was actually
I'm not talking to
It
him.
wasn't even my channel. I mean, it wasn't even my TikTok, and I told him to block
saw
that.
names like Dean Ambrose and Becky Lynch rise to the top. But perhaps even more than that, it was the period where AJ Styles first became WWE champion. And what a shocker that was.
I do like it when you're heel and you snatch away from the ref.
He still was one of the best in the world here, as he remained fresh off his run in New Japan Pro Wrestling, where he led the Bullet Club and won the IWGP Heavyweight title 2 times.
John Cena.
It was more because the idea that Vince McMahon would book him so strongly felt like a pipe dream at best. But the boss did book the Phenomenal One strongly here, as after beating John Cena at SummerSlam, AJ would go on to dethrone the past and future Jon Moxley as champ just 1 month later. And that made him the undisputed top act of SmackDown during the first year of this new brand split. Would he still be the ace when the second year came around in 2017, however? Why, yes he would, and that's why he's also our choice for that year. What made AJ Styles 2017 on SmackDown just as strong as his 2016 had been? Well, how about the fact that he was the face of a roster which included names like John Cena, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and Kevin Owens, just to name a few. And he was able to keep the gold around his waist for a good portion of the year.
That man was going crazy.
By the time 2017 was over, the Phenomenal One would actually be a 2-time WWE champion, something even the most optimistic of fans could have never foreseen happening when he first joined the company.
I swear.
Basically, all of this is to say that during this 12-month period, the North Carolinian was arguably the best wrestler in all of WWE, not just SmackDown. And had things been just a little different, that statement would have probably applied to 2018 too. But in the end, it didn't, because 2018 would turn out to be the year of Becky Lynch. That's right. Well, she first started gaining some momentum in 2016 when she was moved over to the Blue brand, and in the process separated from her other 4 horsewomen stablemates. It wasn't until 2018 that Becky Lynch really broke out, as this was the point she developed her character of the Man. Who was the Man? Well, she was an anti-authority anti-hero who felt very much like a PG-era version of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and who was easily the most entertaining thing on WWE TV.
I can see that.
Sure, like with Austin, she was originally portrayed as a heel, but again, like with Austin, pretty quickly fans would force the company to turn her babyface, as in the wake of Roman Reigns having to take an indefinite leave of absence to deal with a leukemia diagnosis, Becky suddenly became the top babyface in all of WWE, with this being the first time that had ever happened for a major promotion. Would she still be SmackDown's top star in 2019, though? Well, no, because that year things would once again shift back over to a returning Roman Reigns. Yes, he was yet to reach his final form as the Tribal Chief, and while fans still weren't on board with him as a top babyface act by and large, 2019 was an important one for Roman Reigns, as it was the year he returned to the ring after getting his health issues under control. How would he do now that he was back in the fold over on Friday nights? Well, as SmackDown debuted on Fox, with this putting the show on network TV for the first time in years, the Big Dog was able to stand as the cornerstone of the Blue brand.
He was getting more love.
So much of a cornerstone would he be here that when Becky Lynch moved over to Raw, it would be Reigns who was responsible for keeping SmackDown feeling like the A show that it had now become as a result of the network change it had gone through. And he'd do this without even having to hold the WWE or Universal titles at all. Hell, all he'd have to do is be there every week. That said, for as strong as 2019 was for the big dog, it would be the following year that things really turned around for him. And that's why he's our choice for the best SmackDown act of 2020, too. Come on now, there really was no other choice for this one, as while SmackDown and wrestling as a whole was struggling to get anyone invested on account of the lockdown being in effect, Roman Reigns was taking a sabbatical away from the ring in order to take care of his health, given the fact that he was immunocompromised. But he wouldn't be gone forever.
Scared because his face got
come the summer, he would have returned, and this would be the point he'd beat Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman to win the Universal title. But it wasn't just the fact Roman had won the title again here which made him the top blue brand act of the year. No, even more than that, it was the fact that it was here he turned heel, aligned himself with Paul Heyman, and morphed into the Tribal Chief. And after spending what remained of the year getting his cousins the Usos to bend the knee, he started to form the bloodline around him. Obviously then, the bloodline would go on to dominate WWE TV for the next several years, which is exactly why Roman Reigns is also our choice for the best SmackDown wrestler of 2021. What was it that made 2021 an stronger year for Roman Reigns over on the blue brand than 2020 had been? Well, after the bloodline had gotten started in strong fashion,
2025, damn near.
Here they firmly
2024.
Hold on. Does this mean Bray Wyatt don't get one?
Bray would have been 19 or 20, because that's when he did the Fiend thing. That's the year
I believe he deserved a year. I do believe that because he had.
I would have gave him 2020 then.
2020.
Yeah, that's when he was.
Is that when he won?
I want to say that's when he won. Or 2021 or whatever it was.
I would honestly give Bray put on work, and he was putting on great work in the mid card. He was obviously a top earner, but even when he was in the mid card, he was putting in top work. The speeches he was giving, like we talked about, The Rock giving the talk he had. Bray was giving the monologues. People was quiet as shit because they wanted to hear what he was saying. He was putting in work with them monologues and promos.
I can't remember what year it was he won the title, but he had.
You deserve it. John Cena come out. You don't deserve it. They booed the shit out John Cena. I'll never forget that. They list this like, you don't deserve it. You don't get to pat yourself on the back. They said, boo.
But Roman, he deserved that shit probably from 2020 to about 2023.
He did. We ain't gonna lie and say
2023, 2024.
We can't hold and say he wasn't putting in work. He was putting in work.
Themselves as the dominating force of Friday nights. And with the Tribal Chief in particular, the way he did this was by keeping a hold of the Universal title for the entire calendar year, and at no point even feel like he was coming close to losing it. Really, well, the hot streak of 2022 to 2024 wouldn't have started quite yet.
Came back
some of the
talking
building
cash
blocks for what that era would become were laid here. As with Fox being the biggest weekly audience WWE had available to them, Roman was positioned right there, front and center for anyone who was channel surfing to see. And this made him a bigger star than he had been before, as he fully began to ascend to the level of the John Cena of his generation. Hell, so over would he be here, he'd still be the top act on not just the blue brand, but the entire company too, once 2022 came around. No, 2022 was probably WWE's most important year in a long time because it was the point that, with Vince McMahon being ousted from the company for the first time amidst a wave of scandal, Triple H would take control of the book. And with his booking being a lot better received in general, it led to a surge in interest for the promotion again. Just as well, the bloodline was starting to hit its peak here then, as with Sami Zayn now joining the fray, the whole thing went into overdrive. Of course, right at the top of this storyline, though, was the head of the table, as by now he wasn't just the Universal Champion, he was also the WWE Champion, with this making him the absolute undisputed top dog in WWE. And with SmackDown being his regular home, this meant the show continued to be the A show, as whenever he appeared there, it was appointment television. Really, the only question at this point was, could anyone overtake the Tribal Chief in 2023? And the answer to that was no, as he'd also be our choice for top spot of that year on SmackDown.
I said you gotta give it to him at least
by this point, some people were starting to get edgy for Roman to drop the undisputed WWE Universal title.
Because
we all remember the chaos that was the initial fan reaction to WrestleMania 39.
This is before, y'all. This is after he was fighting Brock Lesnar like 3 times in a row at WrestleMania. This is after that.
Yeah, it is after that.
Yeah.
Because that's when they was trying to force... I told you that's when they were trying to force feed
this nigga. You fought this man 3 times in the main event at WrestleMania. We was like, all right, bro. We get it. You want this man to be the man. And then he buried Brock Lesnar. Legit buried him under rubble.
He did. He indeed did.
No, he'd keep hold of it all throughout 2023, as now on a part-time schedule, his appearances started to get fewer and further between.
Smash them all.
But then this only served to make those appearances more special when they happened, and that only added more juice to the Bloodline Civil War, which he was right at the center of on SmackDown this year. Basically, what we're saying is that this was a case of absence making the heart grow fonder. And as WWE's hot streak continued, it only further built the mystique of the head of the table as being an unstoppable force. That said, this run was always going to end eventually. And in 2024, that end would come at the hands of our choice for Best SmackDown Wrestler of this year, Cody Rhodes.
He look evil.
Now, if there was anyone who could compete with Roman Reigns,
look at him. Look at that trip.
He should have been a heel. I said that.
He looked like a heel. Because after jumping from AEW in 2022, he'd almost instantly become the top babyface of the entire promotion. It would take him a while to finish his story, but 2024 would be the year he finally did this at WrestleMania 40, when, in probably the high watermark of this period, he finally dethroned Roman Reigns. Where would he go from there? Well, from there, the American Nightmare would defend the belt against all comers, becoming the new face of SmackDown in the process, as the likes of AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, and Solo Sikoa all took their shots at him and ultimately failed. Really, it felt like no one could beat him here as Cody reached that upper echelon of overness that few are ever able to get to. Hell, he'd still be in possession of the belt as 2025 came around, and he was continuing to be the top SmackDown act of that year as well. Sure, Cody Rhodes would spend a decent portion of 2025 without the WWE title around his waist, as after dropping it to John Cena at WrestleMania 41, it would remain in the possession of Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect all the way up until SummerSlam. But even if this is the case, the American Nightmare remained the top dog in WWE as far as SmackDown is concerned. And that's because even when he wasn't the champ, he'd still be the one who got talked about the most by fans. Obviously then, now that he's champ again, the talk has only gotten louder as Rhodes continues to be the face of this current era. Honestly, it doesn't look like this is a spot he's going to be giving up anytime soon. And with him still having a home on SmackDown, that's helped to keep this show feeling important as Raw has moved on. Will Cody still be the guy on Friday nights when 2026 comes around, though? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But even if he isn't, he's already earned a place in the history of the brand by being the best of a specific year, just like everyone else we've looked at today.
I can run with a lot of this, but I will say I'm one of those people that will give Bray Wyatt a year.
I would have gave him probably 19. I think that's the year he won the belt.
I think that is too, and that's the year I'd have gave him. He had good years.
He had good years. He had good feuds.
Great feuds. He had people. He's getting people to join the Wyatt family. Damn.
Out of the people that could have beat The Undertaker, they could have went Bray when he was supposed. They was dubbing him the new face of fear. He could have went over then, and it's three people that I said honestly could have beat Undertaker his streak a long time ago. Randy Orton when he was the Legend Killer. CM Punk when the year he held the belt for that full year because he had a hell of a run. And Bray, when they was naming this nigga the new face of fear.
Facts. I hate that they even Undertaker said it. From listening to everybody that was involved in that night, Vince was like, "Oh, I want to shake it up, so I'm gonna let him, Brock Lesnar, beat you," because he was like, as far as I knew, I was gonna win. And then he was like, later on, Vince came and talked to me 20, 30 minutes before. He's like, yeah, we're gonna have to. He said specifically, the business has gave a lot to you. You got to give back now.
You not giving nothing to give the streak.
The streak is not gonna up. It didn't uplift Brock. Brock was already. It created a moment.
Undertaker been wanted that streak to end.
Yeah, but
Vince wanted to keep letting it go. But now you want to give it to a person that didn't need it.
You want to give it to somebody new. He I want to push the legacy onto somebody new. You took making a spectacle out of WrestleMania. It created a moment. It did. Black dude. And meme forever. Everybody was shocked because nobody expected Brock to beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Because Brock is established. He's already a monster. It didn't push him no further. He beat The Undertaker. Okay.
It did nothing for him.
It did do nothing for him. You would have to like Bray. You'd be like, oh, they let Bray beat the Undertaker. Oh yeah, they got faith behind Bray. Oh yeah,
He really is the new face of fear.
Yeah.
Like that would have solidified him.
Yeah, you already. For those of you that wasn't watching wrestling back in the day, the Undertaker stamped Brock Lesnar back in the day when he beat him at Hell in a Cell. The very next SmackDown, the Undertaker got on the mic and was like, I done fought the best, beat the best, but Sonny, you the best. And this was back in the early 2000s. It was like 2005 or something like that. I don't know. I don't even remember when they fought originally, but he fought. Undertaker literally came on SmackDown after the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view and said, you the best. Stamped him the best. And then he feuded with Big Show. And then Brock Lesnar feuded with Big Show. I already stamped you the best, and then you came back from the UFC and you were smashing everything that moved. Nobody can hang with you because you was a badass now. Before, we was at least getting our ish off. Now we can't even get our ish off. You just smashing us. We can't even contain you now. You just smashing us. And then you had a decent match with Undertaker and you won. Like, they did nothing for him. Brock was already Brock. If Brock never wrestled Undertaker, he would still been Brock.
Facts.
Like, it's so many people. Edge said it before. Multiple people have said it. It was like, it did nothing for him. It was like, why are you feeding the streak to Brock? What does Brock need? It was like, Brock not even a full-timer. It's like, Brock get paid damn near more than everybody, and he's not a full-timer, and you going to feed that to Brock. Wouldn't you want to feed that to a company, man? If they'd have gave it to John Cena, I would have been way less angry because I'd have been like, I can see that because he's a company man. And at least the man's here all the time. I can see that. But to feed it to Brock, which I ain't got no problem with Brock, but it's like, for what? To create the shock value. It's a whole lot of shock value you could have did with a younger dude.
Just gave that shit to HBK, nigga.
That would have been
Triple H,
crazy.
nigga would have just been like, alright.
It literally would have had the same effect.
It's the same effect.
No, it's not because nobody... He was smashing everybody. It's similar to the Goldberg thing when he was like, when they was like, Goldberg's back. When Goldberg came back, everybody and their mama knew Goldberg is not putting on no long match. He's gonna come in here, he's gonna smash somebody, and he's leaving. And it's gonna be a few seconds. It's maybe 30 seconds at the most. Maybe he jackhammer somebody and they kick out and get a tiny bit of offense in there. And then he's going to murder them. Brock Lesnar suplex you around, drop you on your head, pin you, and that's it. That's all I'm saying, man. There's plenty of people. You could have let Randy Orton be the Legend Killer. He is the Legend Killer, but that would have elevated the Legend Killer status. He beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. He's the ultimate Legend Killer. There can be no other Legend Killer besides that. But, fuck it. Just like they ruined Asuka.
Facts.
You let Asuka lose to I can't remember. Did she tap out? Or did she get pinned? I can't remember. But yeah, her and Ronda Rousey at the time were both doing an armbar. They both were winning. I'm like, that's a match, that's money. Ronda Rousey versus Asuka, an armbar match for WrestleMania. That right itself, bro. Am I lying, bro? That writes itself. Y'all let Charlotte beat her, and I understand because Charlotte's a company girl.
Nah, we not feed. I hated that.
No, I hated it, but I'm saying, and thinking wise, I understand.
It's understandable, but at that, y'all,
just because she's a company woman,
at that
I'm
time,
like, yeah.
y'all, they just want to.
They just wanted to get her up out the way.
That's what it felt like. Everything to Charlotte,
and they still kind of do.
Yeah.
I'm like, I understand you building up you want her basically to be the GOAT, but we looking at Becky Lynch. Yeah, Asuka, we don't keep it a bean. Asuka a better wrestler than her.
She is.
And I like Becky. Becky. I like Charlotte. Do not get it confused. Charlotte is cold. She's good at what she does in the ring.
I like Charlotte.
I like Charlotte. She can wrestle. She's cold. She's good in the ring.
She can wrestle.
She do sound stale on that mic from time to time.
She just sound real robotic to me when she talk.
I think that's not her. That's my personal. I don't know her personally, but that's how it sound on the mic. Sound like you're trying to
talk robotic.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're trying to channel somebody, and that's not your thing. Because when people like start to be themselves or incorporate themselves on the mic, it sounds way better. Roman Reigns, in fact. When he started being more heelish and asshole-ish, it flowed way better. It did. He wasn't forgetting no lines. It sounded believable. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Charlotte, though, but nah. I can't. Yeah, you don't beat Asuka. That's insane. And I know people like, well, it's not New Japan. That don't fucking matter. That don't matter, bro. I hate when people point that out. When you come here, you got to pay homage. I paid homage. I paid years of homage elsewhere. I don't care. I don't care when people come here and talk about they kind of start over. No, they don't. This is a new age. We got social media. It's apps. Shit. I can look up AJ Styles' best matches right now on YouTube, bro. I can look up Asuka's best matches maybe on YouTube, or I got to go to another app. It's not, I don't know these people. I've never seen these people before. You can look these people up. I can look up a Maven match if I feel like it on YouTube, brother. A 2001-ish, 2002 Maven match against whoever. I can watch The Undertaker beat up Maven for like the month he got to beat up Maven. So there's no excuse for people like, well, she's unknown. People don't know. Her and Shinsuke got done dirty. That's all I'm going to say.
For sure.
That's all. I'm going to stop the rant because I'm going to just keep it going. Her and Shinsuke got done dirty. It is what it is. It was under Vince's eye. You know how Vince is with that type of ish. His people got to come on top always and forever. WWE has to be the biggest and baddest and the most, especially homegrown talent, has to be the biggest. All right, bro. I see. But anyway, man, like, comment, subscribe. Do you see how passionate we is about wrestling? See how passionate we is about this ish, boy? We love it, boy. We just want people to do right. That's it. That's all. Vince, he's pissed me off. The crowd don't know what they want until I give it to them.
That nigga
that was a real deal. He
used to be so out of touch once he got older.
He didn't let Cesaro hold the belt because he's like, he doesn't have that it factor. Cesaro doesn't have that it factor.
And Cesaro can go in the ring with the best of them.
And the crowd loves Cesaro. He wasn't even making no promos like that. And they loved him.
He just did the Cesaro swing and they was loving that shit. And the crowd will go crazy.
Going crazy.
Don't let that nigga get two people. Then they really going crazy.
Rusev too. The Rusev Day ish was over. Lana is the best. Lana number one. All this stuff was getting promoted. He was like,
He gave Rusev shit. And he turned it into sugar. Nigga.
He did sugar. Which he keeps saying. He kept saying, turn the shit into sugar.
And he still he's tried to halt the Rusev Day movement.
And it still is going crazy.
Daniel Bryan got over with the Yes movement. He tried to halt that for a little bit. The whole New Day shit where they was getting booed, he put them together just because they didn't have nothing to do. And they got themselves over. First they was getting booed, and then they turned that shit and got it over.
And they became one of the most selling people like everybody else. That's crazy. They were selling the cereal. The Booty O's cereal was selling. That's insane. The cereal called Booty O's, that was selling. Mama, when you go to Walmart, don't forget my Booty O's. That's a crazy sentence. Don't forget my Booty O's. Hey.
Oh.
Captain Crunch and the Booty O's, please.
We might have to go live one time and just talk about wrestling.
Man, yeah, they're serious. But anyway, man, we're going to cut this short for y'all because we literally can go on for a minute. We're going for a minute. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know we post. Because we post 2 to 3 videos every day, sometimes even 4. And you can check us out right here, MBU Reacts. You can check out the playlist, and you can check us out right here because we post at 12 p.m., 4 p.m., 8 p.m. Central Time. And you can always come back and check out the playlist. We got everything from a little bit of wrestling content to Ace Fan content, which is funny anime videos, hood anime videos, music videos, and a whole lot of other playlists with over 2K videos. I guarantee you find something you like. But anyway, again, this is Tree. I'm Green. This is MB Reacts. And of course, we'll be back with more reactions. Well, I'll let y'all later, man. Peace.